He's looked good, but you look at like Sammy Watkins and Cobb. I know they're known names, but I think they're names at this point. I don't know how much gas they have left in the tank. And Christian Watson, who they took in the second round, he's coming back from injury. Like they'll really need Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson, I think, to step up to them have a chance to win the Super Bowl. I don't have them winning the Super Bowl, but I do have them winning the North at 11-6.
11-6. Okay, Lugs, didn't you used to call him Alan Lizard? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's what it looks like to me. I go by the phonetics.
Oh, hooked on phonics guy you are? Okay.
I am.
In my lifetime, will any team other than the Green Bay Packers win the NFC North?
No.
I will say I think there's a good possibility next year and even more so the year after, because that's where Aaron Rodgers, they can try to adjust his contract. His contract becomes more cumbersome next year and definitely the year after. So I think they have another, shot at really winning this year. I believe that, but I feel it becomes harder to do in these next 2 years. So,
yeah. Well, now speaking of Super Bowl and, crazy ass predictions, I'm going to give you my Super Bowl prediction right here and now.
Lay it out there. Just go. What the heck?
In the NFC, I do have the Pack in the game. I do. AFC, I got the Broncos, baby. Russell Wilson, they've got the pieces, even though they're in the toughest division ever in football.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Packers versus Broncos.
You want a piece of that action, do you, dog?
I'll see your Super Bowl prediction, and I'll raise it. Well, I'm not going to raise it actually, because one of them, it seems like a cop out, but I'm sorry, it's the team I think is going to. Even though I didn't have them winning the division, to be fair, they're making the playoffs. They didn't win the division, but I have out of the AFC, I have Kansas City making it to the Super Bowl. I think Tyreek is better than any of the guys that replace him with, but I think they have much better assemblage of wide receivers now, so that he's going to stretch teams out. He's not going to rely on two people like he has these last 2 years. It's going to force Mahomes to become better because he's going to spread and shred. And also, I just think, I know it was just one preseason game. I like what Karlaftis, the rookie, did. So Frank Clark has looked better. So that gives them two other pass rush options. Last year, they were so dependent on Chris Jones. They have more pass rushing options. And I just think the offense will be better this year. The one that is going to be slightly spicy, just because we haven't really seen a lot out of this quarterback, but I don't care. I think the 49ers are going to represent the NFC. I think. Wow. And again, I didn't have them winning their division either, but I think Trey Lance, I'm not going to say he's going to be perfect, but you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, he was up and down last year and he almost got him to the Super Bowl. I think Trey Lance is more talented. I think he makes their offense more dangerous in terms of his arm strength and his ability to run. And I think their defense is kind of underrated too. They're probably actually the strength of that team now too. So I have it being a rematch from a few years ago, KC versus San Francisco.
I have to say, Trey Lance, I had never seen him play at all. And in that preseason game, that one pass at the end of the game was impressive. Hey, and our boy Jordan Love, he had himself one. So,
That's our hopeful future for the Packers is,
of course,
Jay Love. Wink, wink.
I think, they were playing against high school defensive backs, but they still got it done. So,
okay, I have my predictions here. Okay, I think Patrick Mahomes won his Super Bowl and will win no more. He's going to be like the Marino. I know Marino didn't win one, but he went to one and didn't win. Patrick got his. Check him off the list. So he's out.
See,
go ahead.
I was just going to say with Mahomes, they got his number. You do him too high on the defensive backs, and boom, ski, he's going to have to become a guy who settles in and waits for that third and fourth option instead of just going to Tyreek and what's his name, the tight end.
Travis Kelce. That's what I think. I think that's what they did with, like I said, that's what I think they did with their offense, with getting Juju Smith-Schuster, with getting Sky Moore, with getting Maurice Valdez-Scantling. I think they got an assemblage of maybe guys who aren't like 10 wide receivers, but a bunch of 8 wide receivers, so that you can't just – and also Juju Smith-Schuster, he's there to beat zone. That's what he's best at. And they tried to get Juju Smith-Schuster like a year ago. They kind of have an idea this was a problem with their offense. So I that's why I think this is him kind of hitting that next level, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, I was in the middle of giving my prediction before you guys kind of stepped all
Whoa,
over that.
Sidebar.
Sidebar. And then Luggs goes all Madden. Where'd everybody go? Boomski, boomski, boomski. What is that? Boomski.
I don't know. I was wondering about boomski.
But I want to point this out. T-Dog, you said this multiple times. The only thing Josh Allen lost was a coin flip. Not his fault. So I'm going Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills will represent your American Football Conference. And then I'm going to go tried and true, but footnote, asterisk, with Jimmy G at quarterback, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will represent the NFC. Yes, sir. So I got Buffalo, Tampa Bay. So none of us picked the same 2 teams.
You know what? If I was ranking bold predictions, I would put me at the bottom. Mine's the mild sauce.
Yours is the safe. You're safe.
Yeah, Luggs is. I'd say Luggs is like that in between. It's hot, you know, but it's hot enough for like like someone like your friend who's just trying it out. You're like the person who like eats the ghost peppers,
the green stuff, the green sauce.
Yeah. Obviously not the Buffalo part, but the part with Jimmy Garoppolo being the quarterback of Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's going to happen. That's a bold prediction. I mean, Tom, Tom's on this 10-day. Where am I? Find Tom, right? Find Waldo thing. Whatever's going on. What's that? What is that? Luggs, you probably got a theory on that. 10 days away from the team.
Tom is having a little green tea. He's having a little green tea. Where Aaron's going for that IUSCO or whatever.
Ayahuasca.
And can we talk? What was the deal with the Nicolas Cage shirt and Rogers?
Well, that was Poe.
He was playing Con Air. He looked like the guy, his role in Con Air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was out there for me. How old's Con Air? 1992? 82?
It's around
89?
there. It's around there. It's 93.
It's a long time ago.
No, it's not 89. It's like 93, 94.
Wow.
Yeah, but see, Aaron got the big payday.
True, 50 mil.
So now nothing really matters. It's guaranteed. So he can just be as strange and peculiar as he wants, and he's going for it. I got to give it to him. Just go ahead. Go ahead, man. Suck up all that tea you want. You know what that stuff does to you? You vomit, and I mean it just destroys your system.
Vomit comet?
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, there's been something. We'll get on to Lamar Jackson. We got Roquan Smith. We got Deshaun Watson. We got lots of stuff, but I got to play this first. Did you guys happen to see the Field of Dreams game that featured Harry Caray as a hologram? Yes, MLB and Fox thought this was a good idea for the 7th inning stretch to bring back a man who died in 1998 to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I think this was a classic example of just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Boys, Harry died before my children were born. What do you make of this, Luggs? I know you're a big fan of Harry Caray. Should we bring the man back to life or what?
It's kind of twisted, really.
It is, isn't it?
If you're going to do that, I'd say, if I were producing that, I would say we just replay Harry Caray. Folks, we want to take you back to the Cubs games of whatever year that you could pull him. Because he always did that. He hung his head out the press box with the big microphone and the glasses that were like, they look like goggles for a little kid, except they were on Harry Caray's face.
Yep.
It was just, I didn't see it originally. But people were talking about it, so I went. It was a little creepy. I don't know.
Creepy.
Yeah, it was strange.
Well, here's a question for you. Would it be less creepy if they found like someone who looked exactly like him just to lip sync him singing it?
Well, it kind of, this guy, this hologram didn't look like him. He looked like an actor that they got in Iowa. I don't know.
Oh,
It was rough. And then who's our lead NFL guy for Fox? Kevin.
oh, Burkhardt.
Yeah, Burkhardt and Big Poppy and A-Rod are down there yucking it up like, look at this. This is great. He's up in the press box singing this song. But anyway, all right, that's enough about that. All right, what else you want to talk about? Let's get back to the NFL. That just has been bugging me. Okay, so what about our Louisville's own Lamar Jackson? Okay, we know Deshaun got all that money. We know that Kyler got all that money. What's going to happen to Lamar? And is he going to get anything this year, guys, or play the season and play the free agent route? What do you think?
I think they're just holding off. They being the Ravens organization, they're going to pay the man. The man deserves to be paid. I mean, I'm sorry if Kyler Murray can get all that money, and I don't think he'll last more than 2 or 3 more years in the NFL before he looks like an accordion after a couple of them big guys.
Those cartoons, remember Tom and Jerry? Get caught in the door.
You gotta pay Lamar, because beyond anything else, he puts eyes on the screen and butts in the seats, just because you never know when he's going to pull off something magical. So I think they will pay him.
I think he, I think he'll be paid more than Kyler Murray too. I mean, he's been more accomplished. I think he's, maybe he's not as good a passer, but again, I think Lamar is underrated as a passer. And also, I just think if we're going to compare in terms of abilities, I think Lamar is definitely a proven leader on that team, where, obviously we're still wondering to an extent. Obviously, we're only looking through keyholes, but clearly going back to that thing that they erased, there is some suspect on Kyler Murray. So like, he should be paid more than Kyler Murray. Again, I think he's a better player. There's a toughness to him, particularly like how rough his play can be in terms of like how he puts himself on the line, and he's smart about usually avoiding it. He will get paid. And, we'll talk about Roquan after this one, but like, it's a dicey situation just because he's representing himself. So, some of maybe the hard language that comes from the team, it's going to be harder to kind of just rub out that emotional side when talking from agent to player, because it's agent as player. So it's hard to not maybe get too emotional. Again, I'm never going to be probably put in that position, but I can understand why it's harder to do, maybe being like, well, you haven't hit these marks, so this is why we can't pay you this. There isn't someone to filter that out.
So does he need to have a big year this year, 2022, to get paid, or should it come ahead of that?
They got to pay him now. You don't want this to linger.
He'll get. He has said, and I think they will hit it. Obviously, it's not that big a window yet. He will be. I believe they'll finish this off before week 1.
Oh, good. All right.
So
not what I was expecting. Good. I'm glad. I like that answer for his sake. Okay, Roquan Smith. That's a curious thing. T-Dog, I can't really make heads or tails out of it with the Bears and what they're trying to do and all the things that are happening there. But what are your thoughts on Roquan and his future with the Chicago Bears?
I just want to go through this timeline because this thing was very bizarre.
Yeah.
He demanded a trade on August 9th. He said the deal would be historically bad for him and linebackers in the future, that the contract is full of de-escalators that would cost him greatly, and that he would like to talk to the McCaskies to salvage this. Now, I'll stop right there for a moment. The McCaskey Poles talks directly to the McCaskies. So the contract that he's offered, obviously the McCaskies are aware of. I don't know what he's going to talk to about the McCaskies that they are not already aware of, because obviously they are in dialogue with Poles. So like, I don't think that would do anything. I don't get that part of it. Ryan Poles responded later that day that his job is to build a roster that's going to sustain success for a long period of time. And at the end of the day, we got to do what is best for the Bears. He did say they intend to sign Roquan, that he loves what he does on the field, and that he felt he showed respect and is disappointed with where they are. Then on August the 10th, they removed him from PUP. And then Coach Matt Eberflus stated he expects all healthy players to practice. They haven't disciplined him yet, but obviously that kind of indicates to you that they're not happy with him. And again, the weird thing is he is doing a hold in.